They told you it was simple. Think positive. Visualize. Believe. And reality would bend around your will. But after years of trying, after journals filled with affirmations, nights spent visualizing dreams that never arrived, and endless videos promising instant manifestation, something inside you begins to whisper, if this really worked, why am I still here? That whisper is the beginning of awakening. Because the truth is not that manifestation fails. It's that most people were taught to do it in reverse. They were told to chase results with thought, to push reality into form through desire. But the more they push, the further it drifts. Like a mirage on the horizon, the dream recedes as you run toward it. Think of manifestation as a locked safe. Inside it, love, freedom, wealth, peace. You're handed a key, a list of affirmations, a vision board, a dozen techniques. You insert the key, turn it, and nothing happens. You try again, harder this time, repeating words with emotion, summoning tears, forcing faith. Still, the safe won't open. Frustration builds. Doubt creeps in. You begin to suspect the treasure was never there at all. Maybe manifestation was a lie, a fantasy to sell books and courses. But what if the safe was never locked? What if the key was never meant to turn at all? The hidden truth is that the door opens not through effort, but through resonance. It opens when you match the frequency of what's already inside. The universe doesn't respond to demand. It responds to coherence. Not to words, but to vibration. You can scream, I am abundant, 1,000 times, but if your nervous system hums with fear, the field will only echo scarcity. You can visualize love every night, but if the signal of your heart still vibrates with unworthiness, the mirror will keep showing you loneliness. Reality is a perfect feedback system, flawless, merciless, and deeply just. It does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. This is the forbidden puzzle. The reason entire generations have spent their lives trying to manifest while feeling perpetually unsatisfied. They've mistaken force for frequency. They've worshipped the ritual and forgotten the rhythm. Desire sells better than discipline. Complexity feels safer than simplicity. It's easier to believe there's a secret technique you haven't learned yet than to face the truth that the door has always been open, and that the only thing missing is the state that fits the frame. When you stop grasping for the key and start becoming the lock, something changes. The noise quiets. The field listens. And the door, which never resisted you, simply swings open. You realize that manifestation was never about summoning what you lack. It was about remembering what you already are. The safe was never locked. The treasure was never hidden. The secret was never outside you. The paradox is brutal in its simplicity. You cannot force the universe to give you what you are not yet ready to be. But the moment you become the vibration of wholeness, the field obeys instantly. Effort ends. Flow begins. And what once felt impossible starts unfolding with a grace that defies logic. Because creation has never been about control. It has always been about coherence. What if the world around you isn't solid? What if everything you see, your chair, your walls, your very breath, exists only as potential, waiting for you to decide what it becomes? That's not spiritual poetry. It's quantum physics. At the smallest scale of existence, nothing is fixed. Particles shimmer in multiple states at once. They spin, vibrate, and drift in probabilities until they are observed. And the moment they are observed, they collapse into form, into one version of reality. Your version. This is the great secret modern science stumbled upon and ancient mystics have always known. Reality responds to the observer. The double-slit experiment proved it beyond philosophy. Light behaves like waves until a human being watches it. Then it becomes particles, matter, substance. The act of observation itself changes the outcome. In other words, reality is not happening to you. It's happening through you. You are the observer that instructs the field. You are the consciousness that decides which version of reality becomes real. But here's where most people miss the mark. They observe from a state of lack. They watch life through the lens of fear, scarcity, or doubt, believing they are manifesting, when in truth they are reinforcing the frequency of not having. The field is flawless. It does not interpret emotion the way language does. It mirrors vibration. So when you look at your life through the frequency of not enough, the universe hears only that signal and collapses another version of not enough. You can speak abundance. But if your emotional tone is lack, your field will harmonize with poverty. You can visualize love, but if your body vibrates with loneliness, the field will echo separation. The observer's state is the true instruction to the field. Desire is not the observer. Hope is not the observer. Even visualization, when rooted in longing, is not the observer. The true observer is being, the state you embody in the moment of awareness. Because that state is what collapses the wave into form. This is why Neville Goddard's teaching, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, is not a metaphor. It's physics in action. The field doesn't care what you say. It responds to what you are. So when your thoughts speak abundance, but your heart hums with fear, the signal becomes distorted, static, unclear. And the universe, ever precise, ever honest, reflects the distortion perfectly. Now imagine what happens when coherence enters the picture. When your thoughts, emotions, and body broadcast a unified signal. No contradictions, no interference. Just one clear frequency, like a laser beam instead of scattered light. In that instant, reality aligns. Because the field can finally recognize you. You have stopped sending mixed instructions. You are no longer hoping. You are being. Quantum physics calls it wave function collapse. Mysticism calls it creation. Both describe the same thing. Your consciousness is the bridge between potential and reality. Every thought, every feeling, every breath is a command to the universe. And the field obeys, instantly, precisely, without judgment. This is the science behind the illusion. The truth hiding in plain sight. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the architect of perception. The question is no longer, does manifestation work? It always works. The only question that remains is, what state are you broadcasting right now? You've heard it all before. Think positive. Raise your vibration. Feel grateful. But no one ever told you how to make those states real. That's because the missing ingredient in manifestation has never been thought or emotion. It has always been coherence. Coherence is not a mood. It's a frequency, a state where the heart, the mind, and the body fall into rhythm, one pulse, one field, one clear signal to the universe. When coherence is absent, the signal scatters. Your thoughts say one thing, your emotions scream another, your body trembles with tension. It's like an orchestra tuning up before the concert, each instrument playing a different note. Noise instead of music, static instead of clarity. But when coherence is present, everything aligns. The heart's rhythm smooths into harmony. The brain's waves synchronize. The body relaxes into trust. The result is a single, unified broadcast, a pure frequency that the field recognizes instantly. Science is already catching up to this truth. The researchers at the HeartMath Institute have shown that when a person enters states of appreciation or compassion, the electrical rhythm of the heart becomes ordered, smooth like a sine wave. The brain then syncs with that rhythm, forming a coherent communication loop between heart and mind. In this state, perception sharpens, intuition expands, and the field begins to organize around you. It's not magic. It's physics. The body is an antenna, and coherence is the tuning. Without coherence, you can repeat affirmations endlessly, but your body will still transmit chaos. You'll say, I am calm, while your pulse races. You'll affirm, I am abundant, while your muscles tighten in fear. The field hears the tension, not the words. It mirrors the vibration, not the sentence. This is why some people manifest easily while others struggle for years doing the same practices. They're not lucky. They're coherent. Their systems broadcast one message instead of 1,000 conflicting ones. Think of it like light. Diffuse light illuminates gently, but without focus. Laser light, pure coherence, can cut through steel. That's the difference between wishing and creating. When the heart and brain are synchronized, the electromagnetic field they produce expands and strengthens. It becomes structured, organized, powerful. In that moment, the body and consciousness merge into a single instrument of creation. You are no longer sending out fragmented requests. You are embodying the result. This is what mystics meant by union with the divine. It was never about worship, it was about synchronization. It was about remembering the original harmony between self and source. And the beauty of it? You can feel coherence. It's not theoretical. It's physical, palpable. The breath slows. The heartbeat evens. A calm expands through the chest like sunlight warming a frozen field. You sense the alignment before you can even describe it. In that instant, your thoughts stop chasing outcomes. You are no longer trying to get. You are already resonating with what you sought. Reality has no choice but to match it. Coherence collapses potential into form because it removes contradiction. It's not the amount of energy that matters, it's the order of it. A scattered state creates scattered results. A coherent state creates coherent reality. That is the missing ingredient the world forgot. The bridge between knowing and becoming. The difference between hoping for change and being the change. So before you visualize, before you affirm, before you demand, pause, breathe, let your heart and mind fall into rhythm. Because when you become coherent, the universe doesn't need convincing. It recognizes you instantly. It aligns without hesitation. And the door that once felt locked opens by itself. It happens to almost everyone. You do the ritual. You meditate. You visualize. You declare. And then you wait. Days pass. Weeks pass. Nothing moves. You glance at your life like a scientist checking an experiment. Has it worked yet? When no change appears, doubt creeps in. Maybe you didn't focus enough. Maybe the universe didn't hear you. Maybe you're not worthy. That's the illusion. The trap of delayed reality. Because the very act of waiting broadcasts a signal of not having. You think you're practicing patience. But in the quantum field, waiting is postponement. The moment you wait for proof, you declare to the field, it hasn't happened yet. And the field, flawless and obedient, mirrors that exact frequency back to you. More waiting, more delay. The future becomes a horizon that moves as you walk toward it. Always there, never here. This is the cruel perfection of the universe. It is not punishing you. It's reflecting you with surgical precision. When you live in the vibration of someday, someday never arrives. You are not manifesting the dream. You are manifesting the distance to it. Imagine tuning a radio. You don't plead with the station to play your song. You don't sit in silence hoping the melody finds you. You turn the dial until the sound is clear. The music was always there. You just had to tune in. Manifestation works the same way. The song of your desired reality is already playing. The question isn't whether it exists. The question is, are you tuned to it now? Every so-called failure of manifestation is not failure at all. It's evidence that the system works perfectly. The field responded, just to the wrong frequency. You didn't fail to manifest. You succeeded in manifesting the state you broadcasted. Frustration is feedback. Delay is data. The mirror is not broken. It's flawless. The moment you understand this, the waiting ends. Because you realize manifestation is not a future event. It is a present state. Your body doesn't live in tomorrow. Your breath doesn't happen in the next moment. Creation unfolds only in the now. Neuroscience confirms it. Your brain is not a passive recorder of reality. It's a prediction machine, constantly projecting expectations into the world and shaping what you see. You don't perceive what's there. You perceive what you expect. So when you expect delay, you build it. When you expect lack, you sculpt it. When you live coherence now, reality constructs coherence now. This is why some people meditate for hours, but return to the same struggles the moment they open their eyes. They step out of coherence and back into checking, searching for proof. They look at the mirror and ask, has it worked yet? And in that moment, coherence collapses into waiting again. The challenge is not reaching the God state. It's staying there when life doesn't immediately reflect it. To live the hidden science of manifestation, you must invert the sequence. Stop waiting for the world to confirm your power. Be the power first. The mirror will follow. Reality does not reward patience. It rewards presence. The door doesn't open when time passes. It opens when alignment happens. So stop scanning the horizon for change. Breathe. Anchor yourself in coherence now. Because creation doesn't arrive later. It unfolds here. In this moment. In you. There comes a moment when you stop chasing and start remembering. A moment when you realize that manifestation was never about getting. It was about being. This is the God state. Not a title, not a reward, not a miracle. A frequency. A way of living where coherence is no longer something you practice, but something you are. Most people live as reflections. They wait for the mirror to smile before they smile. They wait for the money to feel abundant, for love to feel worthy, for peace to feel safe. But this is living backward. It's worshiping the reflection while ignoring the light that creates it. In the hidden science of manifestation, you reverse that sequence. You choose coherence first. You choose wholeness first. And the mirror obeys. Reality is not your master. It's your echo. Every heartbeat sends ripples into the field. Every thought becomes architecture. The external is not cause, it's consequence. So the God state is not about controlling the outer world. It's about mastering the inner vibration that builds it. When storms come, you don't fight the waves. You remain the stillness beneath them. When chaos rises, you don't beg for order. You breathe coherence back into your being. This is permanence, not perfection, not immunity from challenge, but unshakable alignment in the middle of it all. Because in coherence, even pain becomes teacher. Even delay becomes direction. Even loss becomes recalibration. You no longer collapse into reaction. You rise into creation. And the field, flawless, responsive, exact, moves with you. Not because you commanded it, but because you matched it. This is the secret the world has hidden behind endless techniques. You don't need to force. You don't need to chase. You only need to remember the natural rhythm of wholeness that has always been inside you. When your heart, mind, and breath align, you don't attract the future. You become it. Each breath becomes a decree. I live. I align. I am coherence. Each action becomes an echo of the field moving through you. Each choice builds the timeline you step into. And something extraordinary happens. Life stops being something you manifest. It becomes something you unfold. The field no longer feels distant. It feels intimate, immediate, alive in every heartbeat. You realize there was never a door to open, no lock to pick, no secret code to crack. You were the door all along. You were the code. You were the field observing itself. And in that realization, effort dissolves. There is only clarity, presence, flow. You are no longer practicing manifestation. You are living creation. You are no longer searching for the divine. You are breathing it. You are it. The world responds differently to someone who remembers this truth. Their presence changes rooms. Their words shift frequencies. Their silence transmits power. Because coherence radiates without needing proof. And when enough of us live this way, when coherence multiplies through connection, the mirror of the world itself begins to transform. One field, one frequency, one collective remembrance. The God state is not a destination. It's a return to what you've always been beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath the story of separation. You are not waiting for the universe to open its gates. You are the gate. You are the mirror. You are the reflection made real. So breathe, be still, and let coherence live you. Because when you live in the God state, the universe has no choice but to echo your truth. Coherence embodied. The door remembered. Creation complete.